Magandang hapon po. Si Pastor Chris de Guzman, yung sinusundan ko sa screen ay kasama ko rin po sa Singapore. He's from another church. It's a Brethren church. Mine is the only Southern Baptist church actually na Filipino sa Singapore under ng International Baptist Church. So, Singapore at glance, ang gusto ko sanang ma-develop sa inyo after this is makakita kayo ng puwang sa inyong puso to go to Singapore and reach out to the unbelievers there. Anyway, ito ang Singapore at hindi ko rin makita pala sa liit. Anyway, ang population niya ay 5.6 million or 5.7, depende sa inyong source nitong 2016. Ang foreigners ay 1.5, so 1/4 ng Singapore population ay hindi taga sa kanila. At ang Filipino doon ay between 180,000 to 200,000. Yan ay ayon sa ating Philippine Embassy. And the life expectancy ng mga Singaporean ay 82 years old. So medyo matagal-tagal. Kaya ang population nila ngayon ay aging at nangangailangan ng napakaraming caregivers ang Singapore. And then, ang average household size nila ay 3.4, meaning sa bawat family, most likely, mga 3 lamang na tao ang naroroon hanggang 4. And then, ang total marriages nila noong 2016 ay 28,322, pero merong divorce sa kanila at ito ang divorce na nangyari sa kanila, 7,522. So, yan ay exact na number dahil galing sa kanilang census. Ito yung isang source. Ang ethnic groups ay Chinese 74%, ang Malay 13%, ang Indians ay 9% and others 3%. Meron silang tinatawag doon na Eurasian, no, mga Singaporean na married to British or other nationalities in that yung sa Europe. Religions, merong maraming Buddhist, is that 33%, ang Muslim ay 14%, ang yung susunod, Taoist ay 11%, ang Catholic ay 7%, ang Hindu ay 5%, and other Christians, meaning evangelicals, ay 11%, and then yung hindi nagsusubscribe sa anumang religion ay 16%. Meron silang tinatawag na, ano ba ang tawag nila ron? Free thinker. And when you say free thinker, they just go to any church that they want or convenient sa kanila. May nag-imbita or malapit sa kanila, so they will just go kung sila ay may roong panahon. Now, there's this network of Filipino pastors in Singapore. Nung unang dumating ako, ito ay Outreach for Christ, and then naging KSPS, Kapatiran ng mga Simbahang Pilipino sa Singapore. Finally, we registered it and it becomes a network of Filipino pastors in Singapore or simply Netfil. Mga 20 churches ito, from Assemblies of God, Anglican, Baptist, may JIL doon, merong Methodist, Presbyterian, and a lot of independent churches coming from the Philippines. Pag mayroong pumunta roong member, sabi nga ni Pastor Nono na pinapaplant nila ng church. And then yung independent church na yon ay nagiging connected dito sa Philippines. But meron ding mga churches doon na other than, Filipino churches other than evangelical. So of course, merong Roman Catholics, El Shaddai malaki roon, Iglesia ni Cristo, meron silang 3 places of worship. Yung dating daan ni Eli Soriano, yung Kingdom of Jesus Christ ni Kibuloy, meron din doon. And siguro meron pang iba na hindi lang namin alam o hindi namin kakilala. Maraming oneness na nandoon sa Singapore. So ito ang situation ng Singapore as far as Filipinos are concerned. Okay. Ang purpose ng Netfil ay more on fellowship among pastors kasi we need encouragement din sa isa't isa, evangelism, and then joint prayer, joint worship, meron kaming mga ganong activities. And then Ang emphasis namin last year ay usapang church growth, ang parang pinaka-theme namin. So for one whole year, every month, nagkakaroon kami ng tanong at sagot, what do you do to your church para mag-grow ang iyong church? And then this year, ang aming emphasis ay parang more on retooling our churches on 4 areas of ministries, namely yung nandiyan dyan, no? Yung worship or fellowship, prayer, evangelism, and discipleship. Kasi noong last year, ito ang nakita naming kailangan naming i-improve para kami ay mag-grow. So as a body, no, talagang nagdi-desire kami last year and this year to really grow. 10 years ago, nung magkaroon kami ng survey, mga 25 Filipino churches yung sinurvey namin, mga evangelical talaga, mga born-again Christian talaga, ang naabot lang ng aming worship services ay mga 2,000 Filipinos. So pagka pinagsabay-sabay mo, may 50 doon, may 100 doon, may 500 doon. Ang pinakamalaki, ang AOG that time, meron silang group na one worship service ay mga 800. So, pero pag pinagsama-sama mo, mga 2,000 plus lang din. So, maliit lang kami 10 years ago. Now, we are trying to, you call this, to survey kung ilan talaga kami, and then we will portray or project a growth. Okay. Now, there are some Thanksgiving na sana ay ma-realize ninyo about Singapore as far as Christianity is concerned. Merong tinatawag na Love Singapore, nabuo yan mga 15 years ago, siguro mga 5 years ago, 5 years pa lang ako nung dumating doon. Ito ay samahan ng mga evangelical churches. Wala silang ginagawa kundi to win fellow Singaporeans to Christ. They do what they call act of kindness. They give waters, they give tissues, no? They give many things with Bible verses, with invitation to love Jesus Christ. And then later on, ito ay na-convert into Transformation Alliance. They adopted 10 years ago, na-born yung Timor-Leste or East Timor as a nation. So they adopted Timor-Leste as a nation. Singapore nation adopting as another nation para tulungan na lumago sa Panginoong Diyos. And now, the growth is actually there. Nung una akong nag-attend ng kanilang orientation, talagang parang wala lang ang Timor-Leste. Mostly Catholics and Muslims. But now, pagka sila ay nag-gather, a lot of evangelical Christians from that nation. Then we have this, of course, ang Singapore ay maraming kinukondak na international seminars and or events related to Christianity or to Christians, no, or to church growth. So alam naman natin na as early as 15 years ago, ang ating small groups, although meron na dito sana sa JIL, magandang model ng small group, but we adapt yung small group o cell group na nandoon sa Singapore. And then later on, marami pang ibang na-develop like sa Covenant Church ngayon na kilalang-kilala yung kay Edmund Chan yata yun, no, kung anong pang-apelyido niya. Yung discipleship nila, talagang from different nations ang nag-attend just to see how they conduct yung kanilang discipleship. At ito'y nangyayari sa Singapore. Kaya ang Singapore ay actually natataka na Antioch of Asia. No, hindi lang dahil doon sa mga pagmimisyon na yon, kundi ito talaga ay melting pot ng napakaraming iba't ibang lahi na kung saan kung marunong lang magturo ang Singapore, actually, doon sa mga bumibisita sa kanila, these people will be going back to their nations as Christians and church planters and missionaries. So, ganoon ang kanilang concept ng Singapore. And finally, isa pa sa ikakatuwa natin sa Singapore as Thanksgiving, dahil inadapt nga nila itong, ito ay for Filipinos, inadapt nga nila itong Timor-Leste as a nation para tulungang lumago sa Christianity. Merong 12 districts or 13 districts yung Timor-Leste, and they divided it among evangelical churches in Singapore. At isa sa hinilingan nila ng tulong ay ang network of Filipino churches. And so we adopted this manufahe, particularly yung Sami, yung city na Sami, at nag-send tayo doon ng couple, na missionary Filipinos. Yung babae ay nag-work sa Singapore as domestic helpers. Then nakadama siya ng tawag sa Panginoong Diyos. She came back to the Philippines and nag-enter sa seminary. Then na-meet niya doon yung kanyang husband. And then we learned na Timor-Leste is needing a missionary during the time. Then tinawagan namin sila. Then now, mga 4 years na namin silang sinusuportahan as missionaries ng anong tawag dyan, ng Network of Filipino Churches. And this year, we are dreaming to send another couple or at least a single person para tumulong sa kanila. So Filipinos in Singapore are also active in reaching or contributing to the mission works in the world. Now, may challenges. Ang mga challenges, one is yung religious harmony. It's a law in Singapore na hindi ka pwedeng mag-share ng gospel sa mga Muslims. Or kahit kanino actually, especially pag yung person ay ayaw mag-pa-share and then nakulitan ka, ini-insist mo na you need Jesus Christ in your life, pwede kang makasuhan. So somehow, challenge yun. Of course, ang kagandahan ng religious harmony, we are cautious of offending any religion in any way. So they're also not so anong tawag dyan, hindi rin sila yung bang magagalit basta-basta sa mga Christians kasi ang law nila ay kampi sa lahat ng religions. Dapat i-maintain yung harmony. And then, of course, ang mga tao sa Singapore ay super busy. Yung escalator, nag-i-escalator na, tinatakbo pa yung escalator o binababa. Mga ganong klase ng tao ang nasa Singapore. Naisip ko, pagka busy pala ang tao, less evil din. Dahil bihira doon ang krimen because lahat mayroong trabaho, lahat may pinagkakaabalahan, lahat may ginagawa. But anyway, it's a challenge dahil hindi ka na makapag-share sa kanila sa kanilang kabisihan. And then, of course, materialism. Sila ay known for promoting 5 C's of life. Sabing ganon, to be a successful person, you need to have cars, condo, cash, ewan ko ano pa yung credit cards, and another C, which I forgot. But yun ang kanilang success sa kanilang buhay. And then, of course, pluralism, dahil dun sa religious harmony, minsan yung absolute truth ay wala na lang. Hindi mo maipromote si Jesus na mayroong talagang claim na siya lang ang tagapagligtas. Because you must also listen to other people na, who knows, salvation may also have come from our group. Kaya hindi mo pwedeng i-insist na si Lord Jesus Christ lamang ang salvation. So that's pluralism in Singapore. And of course, very expensive city. Ang report 2 years ago, or less than 2 years ago, sabing ganon, ang Singapore na overshot niya na yung Japan for foreigners. To live in a city, ang most expensive daw ay ang Singapore. So because of that, anong implication nun sa mission? Mahirap magpadala ng missionary. So pag minimit ko yung global missions namin, ang sinasabi ko, habang mura pa at kaya pa nating i-equate yung peso natin sa Indonesian money o kaya sa India, magpadala tayo ng mga missionaries doon. Dahil there will come a time na pagka gumanda yung kanilang economy, it's not because we do not want to go there, but it's the limitation ng finances kung minsan. Anyway, very expensive city. Immigration policy, unang pasok mo, kung ikaw ay Asian, 1 month ang ibibigay sa'yo. Gusto mong mag-extend, you can have another month provided you have a sponsor, either your relatives, families na nag-work doon, or a Singaporean citizen or a permanent resident. Then after that, kailangan ka ng lumabas. It's very rare na maka 90 days ka sa Singapore. Usually ay 30 days. Dapat ang Asia ay laging 30 days. Pero kung minsan, merong mga times na hindi ko alam kung kailan, minsan nagbibigay lang sila ng 2 weeks, 14 days. So for some reason. And kung tatanggihan ka nila, they will not assign you any reason, basta you will just go out of the country. Isang problema yon sa pagmimisyon. And then the last one is for me. Ako ngayon ay, anong tawag dyan, turista mismo sa Singapore. Dahil a few months ago, October 14 to be exact, nag-asa ko sa aking senior pastor na hindi ko na makasundo sa aming paninindigan sa tinatawag na integration because he wanted to dissolve the Filipino ministry, the worship service, no, at i-join na lang sa English congregation. Hindi ako totally against doon, pero at the moment, I don't see it practical, I don't see it helping sa leadership, growth ng Filipino, discipleship, and evangelism. So hindi kami nagkasundo roon. Kaya sabi ko sa kanya kung ganoon ay siguro i-terminate mo na lang ako. Madali naman siyang kausapin, tinerminate ako. So kaya wala akong, ang Pasko ngayon sa Singapore ay turista. But anyway, nag-a-apply ako ngayon sa company na na-put up namin ni Mrs. Go Forth ang pangalan ng company, Go Forth Training Services and Go Forth Marketing Services. Please pray na ma-approve yung visa ko. It's an employment pass and kung mangyayari yon, medyo mas parang mag-iiba na yung mundo ko dahil hindi na ako matatied up sa isang church. No, kasi for the last 2 years, medyo talagang masyadong mahirap yung naging relationship namin ng aking former senior pastor. Meantime, kami po ay nagpo-form ng isang group na ang umubrang pangalan ay Diaconia, which means of course to serve or to minister, no, deacons. So kung ito po ay ma-approve, this will become another Southern Baptist work in Indonesia as far as fellowship or church is concerned. Meron doon pong Bible Baptist isang grupo, ang alam ko, tapos 2 maliliit na nag-i-start. Then merong isang Fundamental Baptist. Ang Southern Baptist, isa lang din. Dati 2, if you know, Yoy Albirastine, long time ago, nandoon siya sa Queenstown Baptist Church, but yung kanyang church ay isinama sa English congregation. Then I have a vision, dahil maraming, hindi vision, more on just thinking out loud. Gusto kong mag-put up ng parang Filipino or Philippine Christian Missionaries Coordinating Center doon sa Singapore. Kasi melting pot, no? Antioch, ang daming mga Philippine missions or related sa missions na nagsisipagpunta sa Singapore, pero hindi sila step 1. It's all because mahigpit ang Singapore government sa mga religious organization. So pero kung mayroong group na ganito na magko-coordinate ng kanilang work and registered, palagay ko mayroong potential. 73% ng Singapore ay Buddhist. So if your heart is for Buddhism or Chinese, then Singapore is a good launching pad for you. Kasi medyo maayos ang buhay naman doon, no? Hindi ka maninibago kung ikaw ay taga-syudad dito sa Philippines, hindi ka maninibago. May kamahalan lamang, lalong-lalo na ang renta sa bahay. Kaya may mga nagtatanong sa akin doon palagi from different denominations for some reasons because I've been there for many years. So ako ang tanungan, what do we need to do para makapag-send ng missionaries there? Ang mga sagot ay ganito, 1, kinakailangan meron talagang church na mag-adapt sa iyo at mag-employ sa iyo. Kasi employment ang maging pastor doon, walang missionary visa. So it's an employment. So kung merong church na mag-a-adapt sa iyo, kukunin ka as a pastor of whatever congregation, Filipino or the whole church, then you can be there. Or pwede kang mag-aral, maraming Bible seminaries doon. Habang nag-aaral ka, then you can start doing church planting or church work. Or pwede kang mag-vocational, talagang magtrabaho ka, at pagkatapos ay mag-church plant ka. Pwede rin yun doon. So at least yung 3 lang yun. Ang medyo mabigat is you put up what they call entrepreneurship visa, nag-i-issue sila nito para sa mga nag-i-start ng business. But of course, capitalization would be tremendous, no? Dahil mahal na city ang Singapore. Thank you. Yun lang siguro, unless you have questions.